Ashley, it is the season of activity for those of us that talk about genre television, especially, I think, on the YouTubes and elsewhere. Yeah, Comic-Con season Comic-Con has come and gone, but it leaves us so many little gifts behind.
Oh, and they keep giving. They just keep giving and giving.
That's exactly what they do. They're giving face card, they're giving Riz, and I ran out of slang that is now outdated that Dad learned but didn't understand. Sorry, I tried.
Joel, you have
kids.
You're supposed to keep up with this. You've got children. Come on.
Ashley, you assume they talk to me more than they do.
How are we supposed to stay cool, Joel? Damn it.
I don't know, man. It's not me that it's wrong. It's the children that are wrong.
It's the children.
Okay, folks. Hello, we are the Articulate Coven, your unofficial fan podcast and community for Anne Rice and her Immortal universe. We are covering San Diego Comic-Con. There have been a bunch of interviews already up on the channel. Yep. Ashley and I reacted to a couple of teasers for Talamasca and for the Vampire Lestat now, the third season of Interview with the Vampire coming in 2026. Talamasca is coming up in October.
Can't wait.
We're going to react to a couple of videos right now, and we'll put these up for you over the next couple of days on YouTube. We try to get all of these up eventually. I've still got a pile. It's crazy. Yeah. Every time I think I've got them all collected, someone else will post theirs from Comic-Con.
But that's really great, because that means
it's wonderful.
That's so much press. That's so much press.
Well, and I've said in all of these so far, Ashley, that it's like, it's like expecting a politician to say anything in a press conference, right? Like they're not going to really spill the beans on anything major. Those sorts of announcements came in the panel, and we've heard most of that news already and talked about a bunch of it. We'll see the panel soon, probably from AMC in some official capacity, and we'll react to it when we do. But what we get in these interviews is a flavor of what these actors are thinking and feeling. In this case, in particular, while they're still filming, right? They're in the middle of filming right now. So a good interviewer can get a lot out of you without actually saying anything. And
and Bogosian is like, he loves to fucking drop little bombs on everybody. He just accidentally says things.
He's like Mark Ruffalo. Just wait, everybody dies in the next one. You can't say that, dude.
You can't say that, man. Yeah, between him and Spider-Man, little Spider-Man was a...
I love Tom Holland was so bad about it that they just cut him off. They're just like, we don't tell Tom anything anymore.
Yeah, and he's not allowed to speak in these interviews.
All right, so the first one that we're going to react to is the Hollywood Reporter here. All right, so who do we got? We got Rollin in the back. We got Eric and Sam and Jacob and Mark. We got the gamut here. Everybody's up for this one. I haven't seen an interview so far with everybody. That's Daniel Hart.
Very exciting. Daniel Hart, yep.
All right, let's see what they have to say on this one.
It's important to make him feel like the Lestat we've always seen. So what would that character be like if he was a rock star? So it's not like what's Lestat's like if he's emulating, David Bowie now. It'd be kind of a boring show. And just add a bit of gyration and thrusting and see what comes out at the end of it. Yeah.
The internet one.
Oh dear.
Okay, first of all, add a little gyration and thrusting and then see what comes out of the end of it. Is like
perfection. That's the only thing I heard there, because everything went wonky on my end.
Suddenly my eyes roll back in my head. It's funny, someone on the Facebook group today, in our Facebook group, Articulate Coven, you can search us on Facebook if you're there. They said that they were having this dream of Lestat gyrating his hips on stage and like a group of spectators just being locked in and mesmerized with the hip motion. Absolutely what's going to happen. I do love what he said, and he said something similar in another interview. Sam is talking about acting the music, right? The music is not external. The rock star idea is not a layer that we're throwing on top of it. It is something that the character is deciding to do, right?
Right. Yeah, like the idea of like playing a version of another rock star versus like what Lestat would actually be like as a rock star, I think is a very good point to make.
Yeah, make it true and realistic to the character, not just the character from the books, but the character that they've created so far on camera.
Right. All the versions of him.
What is it like returning to Comic-Con after last year you made this big announcement about, the Rockstar storyline in season 3?
Well, now we have like more actual footage rather than the kind of Comic-Con teaser, which is what we did last year. So yeah, it's kind of, we're in the middle of it. So it feels a bit more real rather than this ephemeral kind of concept that we were trying to tease everybody with. Yeah.
How much of the season have you shot so far?
22 days of 70 days.
You just started, huh?
Like 22 days of 70 days. That's a lot of days.
What's it like to kind of get a break from, being in the on?
So wait, let's just do the math on that. It's not half, but it's closer to half than it is to a third.
Right. Is that right?
That's interesting. A little bit. It's a little. No, it's not.
Is that
no,
math
I'm
right?
not.
I don't think that math is wrong. I think that math is wrong.
Ashley, I love you're such a yes-ander. You didn't want to tell me I was wrong, but you're like, that math ain't math.
Well, I'm not sure. Like this, y'all. Real talk. You're getting brunch, Ashley. I've had a couple cocktails, so my math might not math.
So 20, a third. If 20 was a third, that would be 60 total.
60
so there's
total.
70.
Yeah.
You said 70 days or 72 days or something
Yeah, they're
like
not
that?
quite a third of the way through.
Yeah, not quite a third of the way through so far, but
I
still.
also love that Rollin has his emotional support copy of the Vampire Lestat back there that he's hugging.
He carries it everywhere, and I love that it's so tattered. It's like it's so obviously used.
Yeah.
I mean he may never part with it, but if he does part with it, he's going to auction that thing off, and it's going to make $1 billion for charity or something.
One of
for
us
some
nerds.
Ultra fan.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
The on-set world and come see the fans, here at Comic-Con.
What's it like? It's great. It's great. It's really fun. I mean, we're shooting night shoots at the moment, so it's quite a shift to go from the night to the day. But it's really lovely to, meet people who watch the show and love the show. And it actually is kind of energizing, and it gives you a lot of fuel to go back into it, because you're like, yeah, you meet the people who are making it for, who's going to watch it. And it's exciting. It's fantastic.
And fans of the show are so passionate, so I'm sure they're so excited to see you here at Comic-Con. And this season really sees a major vibe shift, it sounds like. What can you tell us about that and how the show is going to incorporate these musical moments?
Yeah.
It's a very musical show now. We've been working on a lot of songs. Lestat is a rock star now, and he's a brilliant songwriter.
I love that he got to be humble by giving the credit to somebody else when it's Daniel that's writing these songs, right?
Absolutely. Also, Lestat would want us to know that he's a very talented songwriter.
Yeah. Well,
he would want us to know that 6 feet tall, which is unusual for the time period in which I was born.
And not bad for today, Ashley.
And not bad for today either. My beautiful blue eyes, my striking blonde hair, and also I am a magnificent songwriter.
My slightly too big but ever kissable mouth, yeah.
Pouty lips.
So one of the things that Daniel mentioned in a previous interview that I reacted to was that, and we've talked about this in the podcast before, it's like making a movie about a comedian and then being scared to tell any jokes because they've got to be good jokes, right?
Right.
What was the Aaron Sorkin show about Saturday Night Live, but not really, like Sunset on the Strip or whatever the show was?
Yeah.
Studio 60. It was a good show, except that they wouldn't show the bits because he didn't want to write the comedy, right?
Yeah.
30 Rock did it sometimes, and sometimes it was a hit, but mostly they had to go over the top ridiculous so that you weren't judged by not having a good skit,
Well,
it's a
and
hard
also, like,
thing
you
to
don't
do.
want to offend, the thing
The
from
actual-
high
yes.
atop of the whatever,
But this is a similar
that
needle
being
to
Lord
thread.
Michaels, the thing being
Yeah.
Lord Michaels.
Well, yeah, when he's your literal boss,
Yeah.
when you're running 30 Rock, for instance. But here it's like, man, by the way, let's just talk about the fact for a second that NBC launched both 30 Rock and Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip in the same year. What were
Really?
they? Yeah,
Wow.
they both launched within like 6 months of each other. I think one was a mid-season show, but still, they were out in the same season. And
That can go
with
off. It's
such
bothering me.
random takes on the same material. Hard needle for him to thread was his point, though. He's like, we don't just want first of all, I don't just want to write some songs and lay them on top of the show. We want to write songs that come from the show, but also I want to write good songs because Lestat will write good music, right?
Yeah.
Like, if they do it, it really will be that will be the thing. And we won't know that until after the season. But if this music is good, the show will blow up in a way that we can't imagine, honestly.
I mean, let's hope. I mean, I have a lot of faith in this crew. Even as someone who's very skeptical about this particular part of the storyline.
Yeah.
I think the question on our minds is, do people still care about rock and roll in 2026? That's what we're here to find out.
Do people care about rock and roll? Do people care about vampires? You know.
Yes.
There's a lot.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
A lot of swipe, man. You know.
Daniel, when you went to compose the music for the season, where did you start?
Started in the writer's room with Roland Jones. We talked about musical influences that each of us had in mind. We made playlists for each other. We sent them back and forth. We sent them to Sam. We sent them to Jacob. I hope we sent them to Eric. I don't know if we actually did or not. Okay, good. And then sat down and wrote down a bunch more songs, just sort of in the writer's room, talking to the writers, talking about plot, talking about ideas, what's important to keep in mind from Anne Rice's words that we want to bring not only into the show, but also into the song lyrics themselves. What ideas are important for our specific take on these vampires. Show them to Roland. Yes, no, swipe, meh.
It's all yes.
Swipe,
It was
swipe,
all
meh,
yes. It's all yes.
I do love, and we talked about this previously, I think last year or sometime in between, it's been announced that Daniel Hart has a writing credit in season 3. Like he's in the writer's room for season 3. And that's what they mean. There were several times Roland said in a previous interview that Daniel would have an idea for us. Hey, I think Lestat would write a song like this, and then they would write a whole storyline for an episode, or maybe even part of the arc around that song, so that song, like, it leads up to an emotional moment. And he said there will be montages that use a song from Lestat, right? There will be performances that we see that are like a climactic moment in the show, but also there will be songs that lead into flashbacks for us. And I'm like,
we're
using, of course.
Really using the fucking music, making it part of the show and not just like an incidental thing that has to happen to get us to the next book.
Yes, I'm so excited. And honestly, all those things are true in the book. We've talked, like, Anne's music is not great that she wrote in the book, but there are songs, about like the Magnus making experience and the Wolf Killer stuff. And there's a song about Gabrielle.
Marius.
Right. There's a song about Marius and those who must be kept, and et cetera, et cetera. So, like, yes, you can already see it as a reader, how they can weave these things in and out in such a natural way. And honestly, it's one of the reasons why I'm sure Elton John convinced himself that he could write a musical, right? Like literally a musical that tells this story, because he's like, oh, I'll just use the rock songs to come in and out of the story. I still can't believe they're doing it. I'm with Sam there. It's like, it all has been a dream now for more than a year, but specifically the last year we've been thinking about it. But now there's
it's
proof.
real.
They're talking about it happening already, you know?
Yeah.
Man.
They have 22 days of it shot.
Yes, exactly.
It was no. It was all yes. Always.
No, all yes.
And I read that some of the songs came first and then the script after. So how did the songs inspire the script?
So Daniel is actually a member of the staff this year. And he would just get up and disappear and go into another room. What the hell just happened? And then about 3 days later, a song would come back and you're like, oh, look at that. Listen to it and go, wow, we should build something around that. It's like no different than any pitch or a scene that someone's making. It's like, this is a new
pitching with
building block
music
for the show. And so we would absolutely play that, like came in with your little French song. We're like, what is that? This is beautiful. What are we going to do that? And we'd start building a scenario around that so that the songs would organically move in. So not these things that were dropped in. One of the singular things about the season is we have story and character development built around songs. Songs are really meaningful, and that there's a lot of emotion. You sometimes underwrite because you know what this song is going to deliver, and so you want actually the story to sort of come to that moment and then release with the song.
This show sounds fucking awesome.
I'm very excited for you to join it.
Yeah.
I think one of the things about this show, and the music plays into this totally, is just sheer intensity, and the vampiric violence that happens is sheer intensity.
Sam, what rock stars did you look to?
Yeah, let's stop right there for a second because, okay, Ashley, I don't think I mentioned this to you yet. I watched the first episode of this with my 17-year-old the other day.
The first episode of
Interview with the Vampire.
Oh!
It was late. He and I were talking about starting a movie, and it was really too late to start a movie. And he was like, I don't know, is there some TV maybe you want to watch? And I was kind of running through my head something that we had watched previously or we could continue or something. And I was like, hey, do you maybe want to try the first episode of Interview with the Vampire? And he was like, yeah, sure. Anyway, we got to the end of it, and he did enjoy it. He thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know that he's going to follow up and finish and continue it right now. But
right.
The next day I was thinking about it, and I was kind of chuckling to myself. I was like, man, Judah, what sort of training wheels did you have for vampire movies? Like, what else had you watched previously? I don't remember watching many with you personally. What else have you seen? And he goes, Hotel Transylvania.
Oh,
we watched a couple of years ago. We watched the original Dracula, the black and white Dracula. But like, I threw him into the deep end. But
yeah, that's a
that the intensity of the violence was the thing. I mean, to be very frank, like he likes lots of shows that are either queer coded or queer front leading, right? And I thought, he's going to dig the romance of this, and he's also going to love the period setting, which he did. Those were his two favorite things. But it was like, man, he just punched through that priest's head, huh? Didn't he?
I was going to rip someone's throat out. Okay, cool.
The intense sucking on the wrist was the thing that finally got him the most. Though he was like, man, he was on that guy's wrist for a long time.
Yes,
but
he was.
For us, and I think for most of our listeners, for most of the fandom, we have so romanticized these vampires for so long, and they've become so cuddly. In our book club episode that we just did recently, Ashley, about Blood Canticle, there's a line from Lestat where he's talking to Tarquin Blackwood. He says, you forgot who I was. I've made myself too domestic for you. You've forgotten who I was. Maybe I've forgotten myself. You cannot forget how brutal all of these people are. And I love the show doesn't flinch from that.
Actual monsters. Like, they do horrible things to other people, to each other. They are not good people. They're complex characters. And that's why we love them.
We can enjoy Tony Soprano's adventures while not thinking that Tony Soprano is the good guy. Protagonist does not mean hero. Right.
Walter White.
For inspiration for Rockstar Lestat.
Interestingly, like Daniel and I talked about Kurt Cobain quite early, which was a bit of a weird thing because the music wasn't necessarily within that vein, but I think it actually did massively help. David Bowie, obviously, Freddie Mercury, Jim Morrison, but I think like it's also important to like make sure he's not feeling like imitation or a copy. Lestat is quite a singular character, and he's created by Roland and Rice, of course, and so it's important to make him feel like the Lestat we've always seen. So what would that character be like if he was a rock star? So it's not like what's Lestat's like if he's emulating, David Bowie now. It'd be kind of a boring show. Yeah, and just add a bit of gyration and thrusting and see what comes out at the end of it. Yeah, with the beautiful music that Daniel Hart's written,
I just heard a crazy innuendo then. And
what
was the next question?
Did I say something inappropriate?
The internet will tell you.
Oh,
yes.
Dear.
Jacob got distracted there for a second, Ashley, and had to reboot like you did earlier, I think.
Well, he was a little double entendre that he just dropped there that he didn't even realize because he's such a sweet baby angel.
It is so interesting to me that in real life, Jacob is the more street smart, direct, savvy, and Sam is such protected little naive baby girl, basically. Yeah, it is very, very nice, that juxtaposition.
He said trust.
He said trust.
Sorry. And Eric told me today that somebody has made an AI animated version of a photograph that we recently released.
put them to life.
Yeah, so I think, whatever I've just said, well, feel free. Go for it. Go wild. It's all happened already.
There's nothing like the real thing.
Yeah.
Eric had said in a previous interview that he saw one of the stills from Rockstar Lestat that had been animated with AI, and so like Lestat's dancing around on stage or whatever and playing the guitar, I think, at one point. And Sam was so shocked and appalled at the existence of such a thing, I think, because he's not online. Meanwhile, Eric is like very active on Instagram, especially.
Yeah. That is fucking hilarious.
I like that like derailed Sam's day. He's been thinking about that for a while now.
Yeah, you live rent free in an awful lot of people's minds, sir.
Yeah, right.
I read that Chapel Roan also might have provided some inspiration, because it sounds like Lestat is, releasing only bangers. They're all going to be hits. And obviously, she is the queen of hits right now.
I think she's one of the better lyricists working today. Her pop songs are unbreakable in a sense. They're so well constructed and so well thought out, but at the same time have this very personal and vulnerable feeling to them.
Knee deep in the passenger seat and you're eating me out just a casual amount. Like the one that I'm currently hung up on, Ashley, is Red Wine Supernova. Red Wine Supernova is such an amazing song. I don't know that she's the best. I wouldn't call her the best lyricist working right now, but in pop music, I think she might be. She's in the top 10 right now anyway. In pop music.
She's very fun.
It's amazingly fun, but also I started to mention this earlier and I didn't, but Lestat, Sam mentioned earlier, like a TikTok existence that we all swipe, whatever. Okay. All right. I want to mention a guy who is doing this in a way that is meaningful and deep and doing it even on TikTok and Instagram. There's a folk singer, for lack of a better term. I'm not sure that's how he dubs himself, but there's a guy named Jesse Wells. Have you ever heard of him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did you post something about him like recently?
I think I told Kelly today, I literally try to limit myself to one Jesse Wells share in my story a week, because otherwise my channel would just become the Jesse Wells channel. I shared one this morning, I think, as we're recording. The song that he sang is called Starve Away.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's a 90-second Instagram reel, but in that 90 seconds, he tells you 6 different stories and makes a point to you so clearly and so breathtakingly about the nature of this wrong that he's trying to. I mean, again, Bob Dylan's still alive. Woody Guthrie's dead, though, and I think he might be reborn as Jesse Wells, currently hanging out on Instagram and TikTok.
That is some seriously high praise right there.
I mean, dude, it's every fucking day he's got a new banger on there. But anyway, my point is, though, that he's doing it even for a generation that is swipe, meh, right? So is Chapel Roan.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, right? There are people who don't have the energy or the mental proclivity to like break down a song and like pour over the poetry of something, but they're doing it for Taylor Swift and for Lady Gaga and for Chapel Roan.
I have a friend who's written a book about that's analyzing Taylor Swift lyrics and things like that. Like literally published author. It's incredible. It's really great. It's fantastic. I love that people like to dive into music on that level and really get in there and explore it. And even in, like you said, even in this day and age where we accuse everyone of having no attention span, when people are interested and passionate about something, of course they're going to dive in and get excited about it. That's the way our fucking brains want to be. We have chemicals in our brains that do that on purpose.
Yeah, literally. We're evolutionarily predisposed to seek out and break down patterns, right?
Yeah.
Like that is what we're built to do: pattern recognition and analyzation. And music and lyrics are just another.
And for those of us with a skosh of the tism, we're real fucking good at it.
You gotta rhythm with that tism, baby.
Yeah.
Right.
So fucking use that superpower for good.
Let me explain to you the gospel of Chapel Roan.
I would like to really break this shit down for you, because I've not stopped listening for 2.5 years.
Also, incredible stage persona. incredible costume, makeup, everything, and very unafraid to say things in public that other people might be afraid to say. All of that felt like things that Lestat would like.
Also, she's doing something that Lestat's clearly going to do here too, which is like an amalgamation and a synthesis of influences, right?
Yeah.
Which Chapel is like this drag tradition primarily, but a lot of other things too, like filtered through the channel of herself, you know?
Yeah. And I just really love the way that they have about protecting themselves too. Like I don't owe you shit. Like, you don't yell at me to get a picture of me. Don't, demanding to be respected on a certain level, even early in the career, is just to be commended.
100%. 100%.
And I'm sure incredible hair.
Incredible hair.
I'm so close to it right now.
And finally, you were saying, are vampires still relevant in 2020? It feels like they are. I mean, vampires continue to pop up in pop culture. What's another depiction of vampires in pop culture that you love or can appreciate?
I love the Smokestacks twins. I mean, actually, it's only Stack, isn't it? But Sinners is I think it's probably my favorite film.
Oh, so good.
I love Gary Oldman's Dracula. I would cross oceans of time to find you.
Wow. Oh, Sam.
Ashley, the skin on my face literally just got 10 degrees hotter. I swear to God. I got so warm suddenly. Woo! I like that line a lot when Gary Oldman says it, and I think we talked about that at great length when we discussed that movie not so long ago. But boy, I like it better when Sam says it. My goodness.
I like a lot of things better when Sam says them.
Woo, woo,
in whatever voice or accent he would like to choose to say it in. His actual Sam Reed voice, Lestat's voice, Gary Oldman's voice. Who cares?
Man, yeah, okay.
Get you a guy who could do it all, Joel. Get you a vampire who can do it all.
Yeah, indeed. Ooh, goodness. All right, that was worth the price of admission. Ladies, I appreciate y'all sharing this and making me put this higher on the list. Thank you in the Facebook group.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The comments always let us know what we need to start with.
Listen, Jacob and Eric right there, they know exactly what the fuck Sam just did. They're like, well, that's all anybody's going to share out of this interview now.
Like, this asshole. He doesn't even know. Because he's just like, hurdy-dur.
I love it so much. I think about him all the time. Yeah.
I'm from the last century. Frank Langella doing Dracula on Broadway was amazing and inspired me, made me want to be a vampire. That's like 50 years ago.
Let the right one in for me.
Okay, I'm trying to think now.
We put so much pressure on you.
Yes, I know exactly. I've been waiting all this time. What we do in the shadows.
Oh, good.
Thank you for having
that. Okay, first of all, I love Mark Johnson's had so little to say on this tour. He's been in 3 interviews that I've watched, and he's had like 2 lines in either one of them.
He has had very little to say on most of these. He kind of just sits there. I feel like he should like have an iPad out or something and be like multitasking.
You're right.
He always has that kind of vibe to him.
I feel like, wouldn't you be better served signing a check somewhere, Mark? Like, shouldn't you be making a phone call to make sure somebody's on time?
Joel, he doesn't want to miss all the fun. Let him have the fun.
No, I'm glad he does. And that's not a bad reference. And genuinely, I do think that Anne Rice's books do include quite a lot of humor, and they include even Lestat does not take himself too seriously, even in the heat of battle, right? Which is something that you can take away from what we do in the shadows to bring to this thing. So that's not a bad reference.
There are definitely moments of actual fun that our characters get to have from time to time. It's not 100%. All gloom and doom.
Well, I mean, one of the things that is, especially when we're 12 and 13 and 11 years old, like a lot of us were when we discovered this in the first place, but when we're that age, especially, there is a big part of Lestat's story, and the reason we're so drawn to him, that is just wish fulfillment, right? It's Peter Pan with fangs, right? It's,
Right.
You never have to grow up. You're fabulously wealthy without any work.
You're
never going to
gorgeous.
die. You're never going to get sick. You're so beautiful that everyone in your life is drawn to
Is
you.
in love with you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone you meet is
including
in love with you.
God and the devil and everybody
Yeah.
in between.
Yeah. This is what happens when these are your superheroes. Joel and I are what you get.
That's it. That's it. Exactly. That's it, y'all. We read too much Anne Rice and not enough Avengers, I think, at the right age.
It is. It's my aversion to comic books. I can't read them.
Oh, man. All right. We will be back soon with another reaction to more of these San Diego Comic-Con videos. Thank you guys for watching this. If you're enjoying this content and you don't know us otherwise, check out the channel. Stay subscribed.
Yeah.
You'll find all sorts of stuff, including our full-length podcast every week called The Articulate Coven. Right now, we're talking about Blood Canticle, which is
Yes.
the 10th book in the Vampire Chronicles series.
And the
we're
sixth
also
of the
doing
Mayfair.
Yeah, that's right. The 6th in the Mayfair series. It's a crossover book, y'all.
It is.
And we're
Crossover
doing
event.
movie nights. We've got, let's see what we're doing. The Shadow of the Vampire. We've got The
Yes.
Howling and Teen Witch coming up soon. So check that all out here on the channel and come back for our next reaction video.